Yo, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. And I want to use this opportunity. I'm gonna grind a little rank, and I just kind of want to talk to you guys a little bit. Now, specifically, this is about, it's sort of a retrospective look at part 2 of the anniversary, and then, of course, like a looking forward to, quote, part 3 of the anniversary. Okay, so we did not get peel off or launch there, so, we're going to try and get every node, and we missed the first one, but we'll go ahead and get that second one. All of those spaces are 5 spaces apart, so obviously just plan out your moves accordingly, right? This is a very good stage to grind incredible gems, by the way. But the time of recording is July 30th, and we should be starting part 3 of the anniversary July 31st, or tomorrow, right? Or tonight at reset, whatever you want to say. The missions should drop, and there are going to be a few things that happen. So I guess what we should do first is let's talk a little bit about the second part of the anniversary. I would definitely say that it was okay. The one problem that I really have with this part 2 of the anniversary is there wasn't a lot of content. And, I said in sort of my first retrospective look, when I was looking back at part 1 of the anniversary, I thought that it was, a decent anniversary, like decent part 1, but there wasn't a ton of content. After probably 5 or 6 days, a good majority of players, unless you were brand spanking new, probably didn't have a whole lot to do. You probably had already summoned and got the units you wanted. You probably already Dokkan Awakened them. You probably had done the stage of Infinite Dragon Ball history. You had done Boss Rush. You had done all of it, right? And definitely grinded up the free-to-play units. There wasn't a lot to do, so you had 3 free-to-play units to grind up. One of them did Dokkan Awaken into a TUR, and then 2 of them did not. So obviously, okay, we get launched there. I don't know if we're going to get lucky enough to get peel off. We're going to have to get a 2, but we'll take it, right? By the way, if you guys do grind incredible gems, which I would recommend grinding them, there is obviously some very, very important units you need to grab from there if you want to Extreme Z Awaken LR Prime Battle Goku. There are several units from the Baba Shop that you are going to need. The one in particular that comes to mind is the free-to-play cooler. He's an AGL cooler that comes from the Baba Shop, so you need to buy him with incredible gems. He's 300 apiece. So you need to have a bare minimum of 1,500 gems, and then of course you can grind up his super attack from the... there is a story event where you can go ahead and grind his super attack. We did not get peel off there, by the way. You can't get lucky every single time, right? But obviously you always want to go for launch over peel off. Launch is going to provide you 15 gems, and then peel off is going to provide you 10 gems. So obviously, both is better, but we didn't get lucky there. So, but yeah, make sure you are grinding rank. Grinding rank also does provide you an advantage as well. Grinding rank, you definitely are going to increase your stamina, which is going to be really, really important. And then in the process, you can go ahead and get some incredible gems out of it too. So I have been kind of on and off grinding, just kind of using my boost feature. This is kind of, it was kind of a point I wanted to illustrate in not much to do, right? So let's look at part 2. So what did part 2 entail? So part 2, we got 2 Extreme Z areas, and and what else, right? I mean, there wasn't a whole lot else other than the 2 Extreme Z areas. And then obviously we were able to Dokkan Awaken the TUR Zamasu into a Zamasu Goku. So right when he wishes to be in Goku's body, that's what we get, right? That was the unit we get. He's literally Zamasu parentheses Goku. So he's a very, very strong unit. We will go over him in just a little bit here. But I really just kind of wanted to illustrate the point of I have nothing better to do during an anniversary. An anniversary! This is supposed to be the hypest time of the year. And I'm kind of forced to grind rank, grind incredible gems. Now, it's a good time to grind rank. It's XP times 4. And then again, I'm getting incredible gems in the process, so I'm going to be ready to go by the time Prime Battle Goku comes around for his EZA, which is during the 2,000-day celebration, by the way. So we'll be getting that sometime. I believe the calculation has been done. I believe that's coming sometime in November. So just be expecting that sometime in November. I don't know what day exactly, forgive me. But just make sure that you are ready, right? One other thing that you should be ready for is that link leveling system that I'm sure you have all heard a lot about. All of a sudden, Dokkan just dropped it. They're like, oh, by the way, we're updating links and we're introducing a link leveling system. And it's like, what? It's like a really big deal, and they just nonchalant dropped it. But I definitely want to make sure that we go over this Zamasu Goku unit. He does, of course, get his EZA in Part 3. We can kind of move on to the Part 3 stuff, I guess. So let's kind of go over him now. So these are his leader skill, super attack, and passive skills pre-EZA. So he's already pretty good, but no sense in really going over it now. Let's go ahead and go over his EZA leader skill, super attack, and passive. So he's a time traveler's category leader. Key 3, 100% to stats. He raises attack and defense on his 18 key super. He lowers attack and defense on his 12 key super. And then his passive skill, he's getting attack and defense 59%. He's getting key 1 with each attack received up to key 6, and he's going to launch an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when facing 2 or more enemies. And then, of course, he is going to get an additional attack and defense 20% with each opponent that's taken down per phase. It says each final blow delivered up to 59%. So essentially up to 3 times, right? And definitely nothing to be trifled with is his link set. It's very good. He's got Godly Power, Cold Judgment, Nightmare, Dismal Future, Fear and Faith, and Shattering the Limit. And then also, again, I already just mentioned it just a minute ago, just to remind you, the link leveling system makes all of these links crazy. So this guy is going to be a very good unit down the road as well. He's going to be very good for the couple weeks where we don't have the link leveling system. So I'm kind of in between on what I think I would give him. I think I did decide to prioritize crit for this guy. However, I think that giving him a little bit of additional is not a horrible idea. Because if you get that monster 18 key super, he then has the chance to do an additional super attack in which you can lower the enemy's attack and defense. Now, you could argue that, yes, he already has built-in additional from his passive. Sure, I get that part too. So he does have the potential to do 3 super attacks, by the way, so he can get it from his passive and then, of course, from his hidden potential system. So that's very big. But he does need additional if you're only facing 1 enemy, right? So I do want to go over a couple other things that we will be encountering in this anniversary. So the next thing that I think we need to go over is this. So we will be getting another stage in the Infinite Dragon Ball History event. They really are pushing the Infinite Dragon Ball History event. There actually, I believe, are 2 more stages beyond this. At the very least, there's 1 more stage. I'd have to fact check that, but they are really pushing the Infinite Dragon Ball History. This one, I would definitely say, is not nearly as hard as the Dragon Ball Super Broly, in my opinion. And I think for a couple different reasons. So number one, like you can see right here, like everyone kind of brings a little something special to the table. So, in that third slot right there, the third phase, the Rose and Zamasu, they can lock you into place. It looks like Trunks and Mai can stun you. So everyone kind of does a little something different. And then by the time you get to Trunks, all you can do is lower his defense. You can't do anything else to him. And then usually the first phase is very easy. Looks like Zamasu can heal. What else is new? Let me know in the comments below if you guys were having fun with Zamasu in Battlefield. He actually, to me, he was much more difficult than Broly. That 2-phase Broly at the very end was a piece of cake compared to Zamasu. Zamasu, very annoying if you couldn't get the stun, right? He'd just heal all the damage you did, so... Obviously, keep in mind that you were going to get stones just for simply completing each phase up until the very last phase, right? But specifically, these missions, you guys are not going to struggle with at all. Patara and Time Travelers, 3 of each. You can easily get that in 1 singular run, no problem. If you summoned at all on these banners and you pulled some of the units, you should be able to get that no problem. You can easily run a future Trunks-led team, and you will literally just stomp this. I mean, honestly, you'll stomp it. This one does not really even compare to Dragon Ball Super Broly. But one more thing I want to go over is the banner, the coveted 55 unit multi, the ticket version of the multi that is completely and utterly free. I just want to point out that the mission to get the 55th ticket, I know everyone is wondering, right? It's very, very simple. The only thing that you have to do, I believe the exact mission is complete a stage 3 times. It's very, very easy. It's one of the most basic missions, and the mission should be dropping this evening at reset, or, you know, tomorrow at the very latest, right? So you really shouldn't have anything to worry about here. So you will be able to get your 55 or your 55th ticket. As you can see, some very, very nice featured units, you know, Thouser, Dabura, the Great Saiyaman, and then the main attraction here, the unfeatured units, right? The LR that you are guaranteed at the end could be any one of those. What is that? Is that 20 units? So any one of those 20 LRs. I personally need God Goku. He's the one that I really, really want. I would take the GT Trio. I'd take Kale and Caulifla. You know, I need dupes of a lot of them. Some of them I don't. I'm not even going to put it out in the atmosphere, right? Who I need and who I don't need. Well, I already said who I need, but who I don't need, I'm not going to put out there. But, you know, it just depends, guys. Like, I'm sure a lot of you did that 200 unit, or excuse me, that 200 stone version of this banner. And a lot of you probably pulled, you know, Kale and Caulifla and Tech Broly in that multi. And then some of you probably just pulled, you know, STR, Trunks, and Mai. You know what I mean? So, like, you have to get a little bit of luck, right? So to really feel vindicated for summoning on this banner. But at the very least, this one is an absolutely free one that all you have to do is complete all the missions, right? It's very, very simple. So again, guys, you know, again, like some really, really good featured units. I do want to point out that this is just like a normal rates banner. So if you guys are unfamiliar, I've talked about it in other videos, of course, but I don't mind telling you again. In any given slot, you have a 10% chance of pulling an SSR, except in that last slot, that 55th slot, that's a guaranteed LR, right? But in every other slot, you have a 10% chance of getting an SSR. And there are, what, 207 featured units. So, you know, 10% of those are LRs, essentially, right? So we just went over that. 20 of those units are LRs. And then, of course, you can pull one of the featured units as well. So you've got, you know, roughly, well, I don't know, a 5% chance every SSR of pulling an LR, something like that. I mean, that's just some very, very quick math. But in theory, guys, you could get shafted. You could get 0 SSRs except for the very, very last unit. It is mathematically possible. Now, is it very likely? No. I mean, probably you'll get 4 or 5, right? But that really is it, guys. For part 3 of the anniversary, there's not a lot going on, and I wish I could say that there were, but there's just not. I think that probably this anniversary was meant to be in 2 parts, but what they wanted to do on the JP side of the game, it was truly shocking to get that easy ALR. He was the very, very first one. He's obviously very, very good, and it was hype, but they built part 3 completely around that. And then again, that one stage of Infinite Dragon Ball history, the 55 unit multi. I mean, you guys get it, right? Like, they could have done, I just felt like they could have done more, man. And I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to be completely cynical, not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just a little bit down on the anniversary. And no, it has nothing to do with my luck. I'm looking at it completely objectively, right? Like, yes, luck always helps. Having good luck on the banners always makes it better. It really does. It really helps ease the pain. Like, my luck on the Dragon Ball Legends anniversary was absolutely bananas. I had the luck equivalent of like rainbowing both of these LRs in 1,000 stones. Like, it was that lucky I was. Like, I got my Vegito Blue up to like 8 stars, which is unheard of. They have, you know, an LF in Dragon Ball Legends has like half the rate of a summonable LR, something like that, almost half the rate. So it was an absolutely just ridiculous lucky streak I had there. But that being said, that's probably where all my luck went, by the way. But that being said, that made me have a fun time on the anniversary, right? I think I look back on it objectively, and the anniversary was, again, on Legends, it was pretty lackluster. And this one, the content wasn't there, honestly. Like, they could have done better. No true easy A, I think, is the big gaping hole for part 1, 2, and 3. Instead, they give us 3 very, very boring, easy areas. I'm sorry, but they are what they are. They're way too limited on the units you can use. And yes, you could argue that the units you can use otherwise in Easy A's are limited, but at the very least, they're like tippy top tier units most of the time. You know, you're running some really, really good teams usually, but again, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer here. I'm going to go ahead and rank this anniversary. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5 out of 10 so far. Part 2 was anything but impressive. They didn't really add anything. They really, really based it just off of that legendary summon banner. And they're like, ooh, check out the shiny new units. Top legendary summon, 2 LRs on a banner. And it's like, well, that's sick, man. I'm up over 1,000 incredible gems. Again, I definitely recommend you guys grind these. It's a necessity, right? You have to. You can potentially get all of your 1,500 incredible gems from Purunga Wishes, but why waste your Purunga Wishes on incredible gems, honestly, when you can just grind them? Yes, it is an annoying grind, but y'all can do it. But that is the video, guys. I absolutely love you, and thank you so very much for your support. Slap a like if you enjoyed it, and again, consider subscribing. I'm trying to bring you guys content as often as I can, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Later.